अभय चरणारविंद भक्त वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय श्रीपाद प्रस्ताचर्य स्त्रोत्र श्रीमद भक्त सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद all glories to submitters all glories to submitters all glories to submitters all glories Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Shri Prabhupada ki वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते 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 वासुदेवाय
ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं श्रीकृष्णकरुणासिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यो च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदी गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं भंगं लंघायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरोन्नतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतलेशमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवान् प्रचारण्ये निर्विशेषण्यवादि पश्चात्यधीशतारिणे Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 9, text number 5, the chapter entitled Dhruva Maharaj Returns Home. सवैतदैव प्रतिपादितं गिरम् सवैतदैव प्रतिपादितां गिरम् दैवीं परिज्ञातपरात्मनिर्णय दैवीं परिज्ञातपरात्मनिर्णय तं भक्तिभावोऽभ्यगृणादसत्वरम् तं भक्तिभावोऽभ्यगृणादसत्वरम् परिसृतोरुषभसंविवक्षते परिसृतोरुषभसंविवक्षते सवैतदैव प्रतिपादितां गिरम् दैवीं परिज्ञातपरात्मनिर्णय तं भक्तिभावोऽभ्यगृणादसत्वरम् परिसृतोरुस्रवसुन्द्रवक्षिते
तदैव प्रतिपादितां गिरं
तदैव प्रतिपादितं गिरं
परिज्ञातपरात्मनिर्णय
दैवीं परिज्ञातपरात्मनिर्णय
भावोऽभ्यगृणाद सत्वरं
भावोऽभ्यगृणात् सत्वरम्
परिश्रुतोरुश्रवसं वै तदैव प्रतिपादितं गिरं
प्रतिपादितं गिरं
दैवीं परिज्ञातपरात्मनिर्णया भक्तिभावोऽभ्यगृणात् असत्वरम्
भावोऽभ्यगृणात् सत्वरम्
परिश्रुतोरुश्रवसं ध्रुवक्षितिः
तदैव प्रतिपादितं गिरम् भावोऽभ्यगृणात् सत्वरम् तदैव प्रतिपादितं गिरम् दैव परिज्ञातपरात्मनिर्णया भक्तिभावोऽभ्यगृणात् सत्वरम्
Saha, Dhruva Maharaj, why? Certainly, Tada, at that time, Eva, just Pratipaditam, having attained Giram, speech, Daivim, transcendental, Parijnata, understood, Para Atma, of the Supreme Soul, Nirnayaha, the conclusion, Tam, to the Lord, Bhakti Bhavaha, situated in devotional service, Abhyagranat, offered prayers, Asatvaram, without any hasty conclusion, Parisruta, widely known, Urusravasam, whose fame, Dravakshitihi, Dhruva, whose planet would not be annihilated. Translation by His Divine Grace Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada. At that time, Dhruva Maharaj became perfectly aware of the Vedic conclusion and understood the absolute truth and his relationship with all living entities. In accordance with the line of devotional service to the Supreme Lord, whose fame is widespread, Dhruva, who in the future would receive a planet which would never be annihilated even during the time of dissolution, offered his deliberate and conclusive prayers. Purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada. There are many important items to be considered in this verse. First of all, the relationship between the absolute truth and the relative material and the spiritual energies is here understood by a student who has complete knowledge of Vedic literature. Dhruva Maharaj never went to any school or academic teacher to learn the Vedic conclusion. But because of his devotional service to the Lord, as soon as the Lord appeared and touched his forehead with his conch shell, automatically the entire Vedic conclusion was revealed to him. That is the process of understanding Vedic literature. One cannot understand it simply by academic learning. The Vedas indicate that only to one who has unflinching faith in the Supreme Lord, as well as in the spiritual master, is the Vedic conclusion revealed. The example of Dhruva Maharaj is that he engaged himself in devotional service to the Lord according to the order of his spiritual master, Narada Muni, spiritual master Narada Muni. As a result of his rendering such devotional service with great determination and austerity, the personality of God had personally manifested himself before him. Dhruva was only a child. He wanted to offer nice prayers to the Lord, but because he lacked sufficient knowledge, he hesitated. But by the mercy of the Lord, as soon as the Lord's conch shell touched his forehead, he became completely aware of the Vedic conclusion. That conclusion is based on proper understanding of the difference between Jiva and Paramatma, the individual soul and the super soul. The individual soul is forever a servant of the super soul, and therefore his relationship with the super soul is to offer service. That is called Bhakti Yoga or Bhakti Bhava. Dhruva Maharaj offered his prayers to the Lord not in the way of the impersonalist philosophers but as a devotee. Therefore, it's clearly said here, Bhakti Bhava. The only prayers worth offering are those offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose reputation is spread far and wide. Dhruva Maharaj wanted to have the kingdom of his father, but his father refused even to allow him to get on his lap. In order to fulfill his desire, the Lord had already created a planet known as the pole star, Dhruvaloka, which was never to be annihilated even at the time of the dissolution of the universe. Dhruva Maharaj attained this perfection not by acting hastily, but by patiently executing the order of spiritual master. Of his spiritual master. And therefore, he became so successful that he saw the Lord face to face. Now, he was further enabled by the causeless mercy of the Lord to offer fitting prayers to the Lord. To glorify or offer prayers unto the Supreme, one needs the Lord's mercy. One cannot write to glorify the Lord unless one is endowed with his causeless mercy. I neither have any qualification, nor do I have any realization. I seek the blessings of all the devotees. So that whatever I heard in the past, repeat like a parrot. So, Savai Tadeva Pratipaditam Giram Devim Parignata Paratpanirnaya Tam Bhakti Bhavobhya Granada Satvaram Parisratoru Srivasam Dravakshiti. So the story goes through Maharaj into forest, performed unparalleled austerity, which has never been heard of a small child. Every initially first month he started, let me recollect. Every 3 days he ate fruits. Second month, every 6 days he ate leaves. Third month, every ninth day he drank water. Fourth month, every 12th day he took breath. And the last month he stopped the tolls. But you have to add one line to this. Guru's causeless mercy. Narada Muni, Narada Muni wanted to prove the world. Hey, bhakti doesn't depend on jnana and vairagya. Bhakti doesn't need any shelter, as Mayavadis say. She want to prove otherwise. So what he did, so this person went to the forest. Some Bhagavatam is filled with this type of stories actually. He went to the forest, and then what? The 6th month he got darshan of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Darshan of the Lord, amazing. But Small child, he knew nothing. He just came, in rush. Apart from that just one mantra, he knew nothing. Apart from that one mantra, he knew nothing. What is that? Sincerity. Exceptional sincerity. So that sincerity brought him to his, actually, whatever I want to speak now, I have not written here. I prepared yesterday night. But anyway, I don't want to suddenly changed it. So the Guru Krupa, Yasya Devi Parabhaktir Yatha Devi Tada Guru Tasite Katita Hyartha Prakasante Mahatmana Guru Krupa. So the moment he put the conch shell on his head, Vishnu saw his predicament. Small boy, knew nothing other than one mantra. That's it. I really doubt whether he knew Ajnana Timirandasya also. Actually, he did not know. Because in that conversation, there was no 7 session discourse or, or anything. He just gave one mantra. He discouraged the boy. The boy said, no, 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 I cannot. I'm sorry. All right, you take this mantra. But of course, he told him, you go to Mathwan and you make the deity. There is, Narada Muni gave him what is needed. With that, means he had only 2 tools, very limited tools. Sometimes, my previous life comes into the picture, all the songs and, that times I would ask only one question to myself. Hey, do you want to please your mind or do you want to go back to Godhead? The answer is, I want to go back to Godhead. Then don't do it. Then don't do it. I have such a, no Indian is atheistic, I had such a baggage, huge baggage actually. So it'll again and again they come and say, every time I would ask, wait. So you want to do this or this? No. So because mind is always there. Not that mind will tempt you for regulative principles, no doubt, but mind will tempt you other things also. So the student means should be like this. Very focused. What is that? Very Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandana. That is what's called a Vyavasayatmika buddhi. So, actually, there is a devotee called Radha Gopinath Prabhu. He came here, many of you know him. He said one day, he finished his preaching program and is coming back. And 2 grandparents, they were blind and old. So this boy, he was holding a stick. Other end, the grandparents were holding the stick. So they wanted to cross the road with this boy's help. They were so blind. They had no choice but to depend on him. This is Mumbai traffic. And the boy slowly, he made sure there were no vehicles on the road and he crossed. So likewise, we have no choice other than depend on Guru. Ajnana timirandasya jnananjana shalakaya. So ignorance is compared with darkness, and lamp is lamp light of knowledge is compared with the knowledge is compared with the lamp light. So bhakti yogi, any yogi actually should have a guru, spiritual master. One day, Ramchandra Kaviraj came to see Srinivasacharya, but on the way he saw a rope. This is rope. Crossed and went inside. Srinivasacharya came sometimes like, hey, I saw a snake. Go and search. The snake is deadly. Ramchandra Kaviraj didn't say, Guru Maharaj, that is rope. They searched from morning to evening. They couldn't find the snake. Because if the snake is, hurt, snake is deadly. So then finally Srinivasacharya said, I think, the snake escaped. But as he came finally, this is rope only. It's not snake. After searching whole day, Ramchandra Kaviraj said that he asked all the disciples headed by Ramchandra Kaviraj, you guys didn't realize this is only a rope? Ramchandra Kaviraj said, no, Guru Maharaj. You said snake means it should be snake only. What do we know? We don't know anything. We are in three modes. You are not in three modes. So that is the faith. Srila Prabhupada went to attend the yatra, and Saraswati Thakur was giving class, and they made an announcement. Today we are going to see Seshasai Vishnu temple. But Guru Maharaj will be speaking. Today is the last day. He is leaving tomorrow. If you want to attend, you can attend his class, or you want to go and see the Seshasai Vishnu temple, you can go and see. Many people left. Familiarity. Prabhupada said, what will I see? Even if we say, what will I understand? Many times we come before the deity, what will you understand? Krishna is always like this only. So Saraswati Thakur would say, you are massaging your eyes. By saying, you don't understand anything. So knowledge acquisition has to happen through the transfer. Guru has to give the knowledge. And then only by his mercy we get the knowledge. Many people, when we say Guru, we are under the illusion. Before the Diksha Guru, Chaitya Guru is there. We may imitate very well before even Siksha Guru and Diksha Guru. Chaitya Guru is the one watching continuously. Our progress is based on all the three Gurus' satisfaction. But most of the time, other Gurus are not there. Chaitya Guru is with you all the time. So we have to behave in such a way. I am with my spiritual master all the time because Chaitya Guru is sitting in our heart. Should we continue? One day Prabhupada told devotees, you post these letters, all these letters. So they were posted, Prabhupada would write so many letters. So one day Prabhupada came, they were trying to put the stamps and going, Prabhupada, Chi, what is this? So one devotee is doing like this. Chi. No, you don't do like this. How? Prabhupada said, bring water and put it like this and paste. Okay, one day Prabhupada wrote 100 letters. This Prabhu, he started putting like this. 99 letters were over, the water was over. So what will you do? Only one letter. So you have to, So nobody was there. Naturally, he'll be a little bit lazy. So he took the stamp and put on his tongue. The door opened. Prabhupada said, I told you not to do it. I told you not to do it yesterday. I told you, still you are doing it today. He was literally caught. Prabhupada, I put 99 stamps here. So he says, Guru is with you all the time. So, one day Prabhupada asked one devotee, suddenly, how many rounds you did? Prabhupada never asked this question. The day before, the devotee did 14 rounds. Then he forgot. Prabhupada said, when you chant 16 rounds, Krishna will hold your hands. You are in connection with Krishna, and Krishna will make you walk through this dense forest of illusion, Maya. But when you don't do your rounds, you become weak. The connection is disconnected. The connection is disconnected. But you're doing it very well. I'm doing very well, and you become proud. Then you're weakening that connection. So, so what is that? One should not develop familiarity with spiritual master. One should not develop familiarity with the process. We should not develop familiarity with deities. We should not develop familiarity with japa. First round, you are getting steady in Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Because it's you guys you're used to it anyway. Next 2 hours, so this next one, first 2-3 minutes doesn't matter. Not like that. So when you count money, will you count like that? Anyway, next to half an hour I'll count, so let me count. If it's 100 bills, so will you count like that? But when it comes to japa, no problem. That means we are not aware of, we don't have sambandha jnana. We have not realized it is Krishna. For that reason, money counting, everyone, we are very careful. But when it comes to chanting, so what is that? The Vedic knowledge is revealed by heart of spiritual master to the heart of disciple. And most of the time, the Chaitya Guru helps Guru and disciples. One day Prabhupada said, you all should work very hard, make it as last life. One devotee said, Prabhupada, probably I may not make it. Prabhupada became angry and said, don't make me come back. But same question was asked to Radhana Swami actually. In Vrindavan, I was there. And Maharaj said, what if a disciple doesn't finish it? He didn't say the way Prabhupada said, don't make me come back. He said, the Paramatma, the Chaitya Guru, he knows everything. So again, you are connected to the Sampradaya and you will get initiated in Sampradaya. He said that. So don't ask me, I cannot, Prabhupada and, Maharaj, so I cannot speak. But, both the answers I heard, that's what I'm telling. So basically, especially, even for anybody, Karma Yogi, Jnana Yogi, Dhyana Yogi, Ashtanga Yogi, and Bhakti Yogi. Bhakti Yogi, Krishna's mercy. Anardhanavritti to Nishta stage, Krishna has to give your blessings. Give his blessings to us. Nishta to Ruchi, mercy has to come. Ruchi to Asakti, Asakti to Bhava, Bhava to Prema. Everywhere, with his mercy only we make progress. When you understand this, Saraswati Thakur, without this one line, he never finished any sentence. By Krishna's mercy, this year we'll go to Yatra. If Krishna's mercy is there, we'll start this temple. If Krishna's mercy, wow, means is fully convinced. Super soul sanctions, Krishna sanctions, then only it will happen. Otherwise, it will not happen. So Damodarila, the 2 fingers, short means some things are not happening, means either my endeavor is not enough or Krishna's sanction is not there. Or both are not there. Means what? Continue enduring with faith. Very important thing is faith. Faith we cannot attain. Faith, so you have somewhere, some corner, one doubt or something, some say Atma Vinashyati, 7th chapter of Gita. You cannot, like that you cannot remove it. Krishna has to remove it. For that you need to work very hard to please Krishna. Then only you will make progress. Otherwise, it will be like a thorn in your heart. All the people who came behind you, they may go forward also, but you will get stuck. So what is that? When the moment Vishnu put the conch shell on his head, The knowledge is revealed. You know, what is the knowledge revealed? Not like Mayavadis. We are part and parcel of Krishna. We are a separate expansion. And so in a liberated state, we'll be under the influence of Yogamaya. In a conditioned state, we are under the influence of Mahamaya. And one more thing is it will be revealed in the next verses. First time he is using his senses. That line, it's not here, it's not there in this sloka, but it's there in future slokas. Means what? Right now, this body is pancha bhautika deham, and whatever you have a desire, Krishna sanctions and nature executes, material nature executes, including lifting of glass, lifting of water, like this. So honestly speaking, our role is only desiring, that's it. But this works in such a precision, we don't realize that. That's why one has to be determined. Utsaha, nischaya, dhairya. Utsaha, nischaya, dhairya. Enthusiasm. Nischaya. Endeavor with actually determination, patience, but instead of determination, Prabhupada translates that as confidence. Avasya Rakshibe Krishna. Krishna will protect. Krishna created this world in such a way, nothing appears easy. That is how this world works. And you keep, after some time, actually, if we don't have enough patience, we may be frustrated. That's why of the three I have seen, the very important thing is patience. The very important thing is wait. Mercy will come tomorrow. The sky is the darkest before the first ray comes. So no, just wait. How long? Tomorrow? Only tomorrow. Suddenly you realize, without even your knowledge, you are lifted to that consciousness. You are lifted to that consciousness. Actually, best example is Srila Prabhupada's disciples. They were all they were Westerners. Some of them, many of them might have eaten even beef. Means it is Manu Samhita says the number of hairs on the body of a cow, that many lifetimes they should be away from Krishna and suffer. But many have attained self-realization, and many are liberated souls actually today. See the power of spiritual master Srila Prabhupada, power of Lord Chaitanya's mercy. So with Guru, when his prayers are there, that's why third offense. What is the third offense? Spiritual master. Before that, you should not take Guru normal. You should not think him normal, cheap. Why Session Prabhu added that actually. Then when you consider him cheap, when you consider him normal, or you just keep on hanging on with him, definitely you'll judge him actually. One time he told me, one should not go close to Guru, one should not go close to fire. What happens? You'll be burnt. So better maintain sufficient distance, but do what you're asked to do, what you're told to do. So what is that? Austerity, tapasya, tapodivyam putrakayena sudhya tasmat brahma saukyam anantam. Tapasya initially appears like an inconvenience. But you should know, you're in this world, but you're not with the world. You're slowly going away from all the from the neighbors, from the colleagues. Like, when you take out the flight, you're on the same level. But when you take off slowly, they will disappear. Likewise, when you're in the material world, you meet your colleagues, but your aspirations are different, your goals are different. So maybe initially you may be agitated, but not so much. It's okay. See, to what extent the people are on the ground only, but if you have taken the flight of Guru's mercy, Krishna's mercy, you will raise up to 5 miles distance in the sky. Can you believe? And who would have imagined? He has a planet which will never be destroyed. He has a planet that will never be destroyed. Wow. So, what is that? What is that? When you do sadhana, नष्टप्राय शुभद्रेश नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नष्टि तदा रजस्तमो भाव कामलोभदेश्चे चेतेतिरनाविद्धं स्थितं सत्ये प्रसिद्धि एवं प्रसन्न मनसो भगवत भक्ति भगवत तत्व ज्ञान मुक्त संगस्यायते विद्यते. This is what I want to say. विद्यते हृदय ग्रंथि छिद्यन्ते सर्वसंशया. We are all trying to cut that rope. What's that rope? Rope of false ego. When that rope is cut, then chidyante sarvasamsaya. When the rope is cut, then we stop identifying with the body, metal body. Then we stop identifying with this, with the gender. I'm a man, I'm a woman. No, it's a body. Chidyante sarvasamsaya. All the misgivings are removed, all the doubts are removed. Kshiyante chashikarmana drishtva evatmanishvare. You see yourself. It happens. So, though goal appeared lofty, Srila Prabhupada made it very easy. Many times I thought, just by giving little prasad and making people jump and dance in the kirtan, Srila Prabhupada has infused Hare Krishna practitioners with such a strength. They are declaring war with the infinite mental energy of Krishna. The finite 10 power minus for tip of the hair, Jiva. See, what is Guru's mercy? We are appreciating actually Dhruva, Narada Muni's mercy on Dhruva. We are all conditioned souls. And what did Srila Prabhupada do? Just by giving little prasad and little kirtan, he has infused with that type of energy. We are all practicing bhakti past 10 years, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. Wow! Why you don't think this as a grace? Why should we consider only Dhruvas as the grace? You see yourself 1 year before coming to Krishna consciousness, 1 month before coming to Krishna consciousness, 1 minute before coming to Krishna consciousness. What was your consciousness? What is your consciousness today? To whom do you attribute to? Srila Prabhupada and spiritual master and Guru Parampara. When your convictions were not cemented, the convictions were not solidified, still you continued. Yes or no? When the doubt was lingering in your heart, still you continued. Where is that grace coming from? Srila Prabhupada. Who is giving it directly? Chaitya Guru. So, ladies and gentlemen, Prabhuji and Mataji said, we don't need to go that far to Bhagavatam to search for the Guru's mercy. We experience Guru's mercy right now. Your mother and father said, hey, can you do this small work? I cannot. But today you're all coming and working hours and hours and hours in the temple. Haribol. Nobody is paying you anything. Hey, come and cut potato. Hey, I'm an engineer from NIT and IIT. You want me to cut the potato? I'm a doctor. Hey, you are serving, fasting and chappan bhog preparation also. You are fasting also. Where is the energy coming from? Krishna and Guru. So that is a proof we are situated rightly, and please just continue going forward. and you will go back to spiritual world also unknown to anybody. What do you think? So, you know, so anybody, anything is the conch shell that suddenly Savuchakase Davalo Daro Daro Purukramasya Dara Sundara Sona Sonima Praptayamana Karakanja Sampyate Tadabjakande Kalamsa Utsavana. So anything that comes in contact with Krishna gets the qualities of Krishna. What is the color of conch shell? Dhavala. When Krishna holds it, it will become blue. You know. So likewise, what are we? Conditioned souls. You know. So when we come in contact with the holy name of Krishna, our heartbeat becomes purified. Prabhupada says you want to hang on with fire, you should be like fire. Otherwise, it will be burnt, you will be burnt. So we are all trying to be like we are trying to yadbhavam, madbhavam sodhigachati. So we want to attain that bhavam. So we are trying to be purified. Day one, difficult. Now, array, it's visible. We are able to see light at the end of the tunnel. How many of you could see that light at the end of the tunnel? Ah. So it's you are able to see the light. Means what? Little more. So then what happens? With the faith you continue. The faith you continue. And we hear so many stories. You know, actually one time our Krishna Kumar Prabhu was told about Divya Tirtha Prabhu. I have to attend this, what is that? Radhashtami, Radhakunda. And but that flight was delayed, he said. You know, it postponed and we'll pay you fully. And Divya Tirtha Prabhu doesn't know that. Yes or no? So that's how Krishna will give you the, like, you know, what is that? You put a GPS, you know, do you have full faith? Drive 1 mile and Haggerty Road, turn left. The Haggerty comes 1 mile. Oh, it's working. You know, then drive 2 more miles and 12-mile road will come. Oh, 12-mile road will come. That's how you develop faith. You know, in India, these materialists, you know that they purchase shares and the company starts giving dividends every 2 years, 1 year. You'll develop faith. Likewise, Krishna starts giving. Shivilas one time he came and said, you know, every sincere seeker have that type of pointers. How many of you have that type of pointers realized? Yes, that's where you're continuing. So Krishna says, I am there with you. Chalo, aage jao, no problem, no problem, no problem. So just continue. Then what happens? You know, okay, you have like a heart is very contaminated. You persist. Then slowly, it becomes cleansed. That's why Indra Prabhu says, I told many times, Siddha is Nitya Siddha or Sadhana Siddha. One more is also Siddha. Who is that? The person who has attained a taste for the person who has attained Ruchi. He is also Siddha. But Nishtha and Ruchi only. Next step, some of you are already Nishtha. Just continue few more years, Ruchi, Haribol. But somebody said, Hare, Ruchi is still Asakti Bhava. Bhava also Maya captures. And you are telling Ruchi. Ruchi means, yes, there are residual impurities are there. But very soon they'll be removed. But not like Bharata Maharaj, you should not go away. Nothing should distract you. You know, put faith, invest on holy name. There is a devotee, Bhakti Vikni Vinasik Narsingh Maharaj. Anyone knows? You know, anytime you see him, 2 minutes, he'll go aside and Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Because he doesn't want to waste 2 minutes. Meeting is there in 5 minutes, 1 minute. He'll go outside. Why? Hey, they're like $100, you know, the time. You know, every breath, fill it with the Harinam. Because there's no guarantee for future breath. You know, our Krishna Kumar home, there is a click. This verse is there. You know, what is that? Pradiswase saviswasam brahmasmardini dine. Punaswase naviswasam agamishanti manava. Pratiswase saviswasam. With every swasa, thinking there is a last. So let me fill it with the, Lord Ram. Punaswase naviswasam. Don't put faith on the next breath because you may not be there. It's very, very important. In my childhood, we used to play this game. Many of you may know. Children will sit in the circle and you have to sit like this, and one guy will come and put a kerchief behind. And before that guy comes in the circle, if you don't see that, he'll come and beat you up. How many of you know this? But likewise, Maya is putting that kerchief. Means we can take in two ways. One, Maya puts it every second actually for testing. But another, time puts the kerchief. Means आपका खत्म हो गया sir. You have only 1 year left. If you don't realize, he'll come and beat you up. Oh, can anyone bribe the time? Can anyone stop the time? All these so-called intelligent scientists. Can anyone delay the time? It's all Maya. One time, one devotee came from Europe. I told this once, I'm repeating it today. This person is a very wonderful scientist. Amazing. Oh, he's proving with all his intellectual ability, God is not there. And he says, atheist is a bad word. It should be called brights. Means all the theists are darks. We are brights. Serious, I'm not joking. That's how he started a movement in Europe actually, maybe 20 years ago. Recently, I sat in a flight and I saw one person holding a book with his name. I said, Prabhuji, where does he stay now? No, 12 years ago he passed away. He passed away 12 years ago. So, we all come to this world. Some people try to purify the world, but most of the people contaminate this world. Cinema stars, politicians, especially cinema stars, politicians, and scientists. Whoever says God is not there, or if you enjoy sex life and like you dance like this, you'll be happy. Cheating. What they're doing? They are actually contaminating this world. Whom are they contaminating? Themselves, their future. If they become, what is that? They'll be condemned to the species, lower species. So sad. We should preach for that reason. These are some thoughts that came into my mind. I'm sorry, please forgive me if I spoke anything wrong as your humble servant. Very grateful for your patient audience. Any question or comment, otherwise we'll end it.
Thank you. Prabhu, I have one comment and one question. So this thought was, thank you, Prabhu. So, like in the last point of this purport, it says Dhruv Maharaj was given this planet which is not dissolved even at the time of annihilation. And so then the question comes like, because the pole star, which is where all the other planets, there's a Sushumara circle, and then in the same circle you have the Milk Ocean as well, and then all the planets are suspended like in a chandelier. So then how is it that the system was there before this planet was over? But then Prabhupada is giving the answer to that in the purport, a few verses from here, that the pole star was there even before that, before this, but then the only thing was there was no presiding deity there, and then Dhruva was given. So just a thought, it just came to me when. But then I have a question, Prabhu. The question is, in the beginning of this purport, it says relative material and spiritual energies.
Mm.
So I think the way to, but then if we see Prabhupada's book, which is called Elevation to Krishna Consciousness, there it says for Krishna, there is no distinction between material and spiritual energies because all there exists is spiritual energy.
Mm.
And the Subhadra as spiritual energy transforms as Durga in material energy, so one says in that, and it's collaborated in so many places. But here, just looking, scrutinizing just this word, so actually what Prabhupada is saying here is relative material energy, and then the spiritual energy is absolute, right? So the word relative is only for material energy. Is that how to understand this?
Yes,
sentence?
definitely. So spiritual energy, it's a relative material energy and a spiritual energy, you know. So definitely spiritual energy is absolute, you know. Uh, actually, today morning I was reading it. I stopped for 1 second. So what is relative material and spiritual energies? So Yogma and I mean, simple thing, your answer is it is a material energy and spiritual energy. You know, um, it is not about theory of relativity, but they are side by side. Dhruva Maharaj understood. Actually, the future verses, he'll say that in the beginning I said, up to that day, he didn't know he was not using his senses. When that conch was kept on his head, then he understood. He was using his spiritual senses first time. So we are all covered by three modes. And we don't know what the reality about three modes. So, because it's theory, even if we read it. What is relative? Everything is relative actually in this world. But spirituality, spiritual energy is absolute. I think in a sense, he understood this is metal energy, spiritual energy. Krishna is the Lord of both. That's what he understood. That is it. Anyone wants to add anything onto this, whatever I said? Don't add anything. Any other question or comment? Yeah.
I just remembered one thing when you said this. Atheist said I'm a bride.
Mm.
So in Europe, somebody wrote big holiday, said God is dead. And he said,
Nates.
Peter. And
Nates.
then he,
His name is Nates.
Nates?
Nates.
Nates, yeah. And somebody, after he died, they wrote, Nate is dead, God.
Right. Anyone wants to add anything?
Question, thank you. Just can you elaborate the last few sentences where it's very powerful even for glorification and even for prayers. It's just totally different on mercy of God.
One cannot write to glorify. Prabhupada is telling. Actually, when I read it, I felt. So I am writing by Prabhupada's, by Krishna's mercy. Prabhupada is writing. If you see, that's what I felt when I read it. To glorify the Lord, also you need to have grace. Devotee is Kavi, but yesterday I was on the altar when Shami was giving class. Prabhu was giving class. He's something, he said something, and I want to ask question. When will that grace come? Without Krishna's grace, you cannot do things. Out of 26 qualities of a devotee, one is Kavi. So you want to write a song, but if Krishna's mercy is not there, you can't write. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, if you go to this BRC, Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote Gaurarti. But there also they said, I didn't see, there are some scratches. He cancelled it and added it. Basically, Krishna is supplying him with the better words, you know. Many times I tried to do that, but it didn't work for me actually. Then I thought maybe I need to have more grace. You know, sometimes children come and play harmonium just like that. But I don't know, I struggle like anything. So the grace is there, the sanction is there. Honestly speaking, this is all energy project. So Yogmaya and Mahamaya, they're parallel. Based on your qualification, they give you that. But again, they give you, still you can utilize that either for your self-aggrandizement or to glorify Krishna. Everything is like that. Or you mean other simple words, you want to utilize in Maya service or Krishna service? Unfortunately, if we are not careful, we utilize it in Maya service. So why not? Prabhupada says, what is his name? Narottam Thakur writes, his songs are in simple Bengali language. Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songs and all. Honestly speaking, rather than offering our own prayers, we should offer their prayers. Why? They're filled with bhakti actually. I was thinking, Pratap Maharaj was massaging Lord Chaitanya's feet and he was reciting Gopi Gita. He was a king. He knew Gopi Gita by heart. Wow. I was impressed. And Kunti was offering prayers when Krishna was leaving. And not that Kunti planned. So what an intelligence, huh? And they were spontaneous. She was telling all the verses by verses. But of course, those days they would converse in Sanskrit, no doubt. But still, to compose. Yapada Sandita Shashvat Tatra Tatra Jagat Guru Bhoto Darsanam Yashad Apnar Bhava Darsanam. Alright, give me trouble again and again and again. So she is able to compose. And before Krishna, and she's able to tell, wow, amazing. So it means they're all blessed souls. So Krishna brings his characters to perform the drama. So that's why when Krishna comes, special mercy is given, special characters will be there, special events will be there, like Lord Chaitanya delivering leper Vasudev, all these things. So Gaurangera, Sangiganda, Nitya Siddha Kurimana, they're all eternal liberated souls. They say Jagan Mada, they're eternal liberated souls. Can you believe Jagan Mada performing abominable activities? So, but anyway, let me not deviate from the question. So we need grace to do anything actually. But simple thing is, that's why initially, one time His Holiness Radhanath Swami said, when somebody is empowered, we should be grateful to Krishna. I thought, what is grateful when somebody is empowered? If Krishna reveals, their empowerment, hey, behind their empowerment, I am there. When you see that, you will not become envious. For that reason, you should be grateful. If that is not revealed to you, you'll become envious. For sure. What's his name? Sukadeva Goswami was only 16. Naked. Everyone was there, including Narad Muni and Vyasdev. They're like stalwarts. But who is addressing the audience? Sukadeva Goswami. Wow. One time, our Amarendra Prabhu said this. In spiritual life, it's not the age, but the maturity. The revelation. How much Krishna has revealed to them. That's what seniority is based on. I mean, it touched me actually. Otherwise, we think otherwise. That's what I want. So to glorify or offer praise to the Lord, one needs Lord's mercy. We need that mercy. Can we come and compose prayer? What will we pray actually? Sukha sampatti garave. Kashtamite. So maybe we can compose a prayer. But it is in 3 modes. But their prayers, Jayanilo Premadhana. What a prayer. Or that Lalasamai, Radha Krishna Pranam or Lalasamai prayer by Narottama Style. So it's better. I mean, honestly speaking, Kali Yuga, as the age progresses, the degradation is more and more and more. The contamination is more and more. Then, it becomes less difficult. But if we are sincere, that's why, Indrajan Maharaj, we are all mercy case. He says like that. You want to add anything? That's what I want to add. When you want to add anything, otherwise we'll end it.
Really, I just wanted to share something.
Hmm.
The mercy part that you just shared. Akinjan Krishna Prabhu, he was like very close to Andhra Prabhu, which is celebrated his birthday, Andhra birthday a few days back. Just remembering him sharing that, he said we even to lift a glass of water, we give mercy or sanction. The same way he was sharing that, chanting Krishna's name or kirtan, you might be thinking, oh, I want to chant this melody and that melody, but doesn't matter how much you practice when at the time when you sit in front of the Lord or stand in front of the
Let
Lord,
go.
whatever he wants to hear, he will make you sing. So I just want to share that part because he's really an accomplished musician. And just not by knowing notes or just not by knowing that you could look, I'll just go and sing this melody, it will not happen. If only if Krishna's sanction is there that people will come.
I have another thing to share. This is
Please.
negative, but you should all excuse me for that. One time it happened in the temple only. I am like a very, what do you call it? Useless guy actually. I want everyone to sing the morning tune perfectly. If they don't, they become angry actually. At least I changed now a little bit. But I was very, one time, he got initiated now Smita Krishna Prabhu. He lives in your subdivision. Sudhir. He came and he was singing. So I think somehow he picked up and he started singing. I have no problem. Suddenly what he did, he started singing his own tune. I told him, Prabhu, sing morning tune. So I think it happened in 2 days in a row. Next day also it happened. I was angry actually. So then he stopped and he said, means he wanted me to sing. You can't believe I couldn't recollect the morning tune. Can you believe? I've been singing for so many, more than decades, 2 decades for sure. I couldn't recollect. Radha Gopal telling, hey, what is your problem? We don't have any problem. He sings so nicely. And I tried my best that day. Finally, I said, Prabhu, it's not coming to my mind, you continue. Sad thing if you want, and I don't do that. Actually, when I was heavy, he was very sad, actually cried that day. So Krishna was very upset with me that day. Hey, how can you do this? Hardly few people come to Mangalarati. And you are depressing him. So it became such a memorable thing in my life. And then even now, but if they do, I'm okay. But it was a lesson for me. I couldn't recollect. I tried my best. So
Prabhu, can I ask a follow-up question to Prabhu's
Ah.
question? Thank you, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, you spoke about transcendental prayers, and which is Bhagavatam is full of that, and also you spoke about Bhaktivinoda Thakur's prayers, Narottam Das Thakur's, and how we can take their prayers because we, in that way, we can progress in this to know so that we even know what to pray. But then, Prabhu, what would you tell people who are by and large struggling in this material world And even though it is easy to just say that, okay, all these material prayers are, temporary or useless or something, but people are really struggling. And even to pass a few minutes in this material world, some prayer is required. What is the answer to those, to all the people, including me, Prabhu? Like, because material world is very difficult to pass.
What's the question?
The question is this, Prabhu, like, even for material things, prayers seem to be required, like, just to even live in this world. So what would you do there? What kind of prayer to offer there? Because if we see the Bhagavatam, there are like one or two examples of this kind of material pain. You can see in the story of Gajendra. Or in Chaitanya Charitamrita, you can see Gopinath Pattanayaka. He was there in some material impact, but he then at the last moment he said the words that he was chanting the names of Krishna. But here and there you can see that. But by and large, their prayers are transcendental. But here, even for daily bread, we need to pray.
So you're telling, okay, I have to give a class. I'm talking about you. I have to give a class in 15 minutes. I'm not prepared, my lord. So please give me intelligence. So, or my gas is over. I'm stuck on the road, and I have a class to give in half an hour. So
it's an important thing, Prabhu. Like you're going in a snowstorm, suddenly the car is there on the road. What is the first thing that comes to mind is to pray to Krishna for help, right, Prabhu? Even though we have read everything that Krishna is not the order carrier, all these things we have read, but the mind immediately goes to Krishna for help.
okay, thank you, Prabhuji. I'll give you this answer. That time, Krishna is not a businessman, Prabhu. You don't need to have a right word so that, my lord, my gas is over, please give me. And if you say nice prayers, then gas will come. Or you're stuck in the no. That time, if you recite Kunti prayers also, Krishna will send you the gas. For sure. And Krishna, any, Prabhu, let me tell you. Krishna knows past, present, and future. Krishna knows everything. Krishna knows when to help, when not to help. Honestly speaking, Krishna always helps his devotees. Bhaktavatsal, Deenavatsal. So we don't need to come up with prayers. That actually in my childhood, uh, when you go for begging, you say Bhavati Bhikshandehi. When it is thundering and lightning, you take the names of Arjun. So when you go for begging and say you start taking the names of Arjun, nobody will throw any rice. Similarly, when it's lightning, you cannot say Bhavati Bhikshande. That's material. Spiritual thing, Krishna is there. Krishna is there, and if you just remember him and keep on remembering him, Krishna knows what to do when. One devotee asked me this question. Prabhuji is so sad. We remember Narsinghdev only before driving. So, I was really shocked actually. But the answer is, Prabhuji, we remember Krishna all the time. But remember Krishna's that ferocious from Narsinghdev before traveling. We are not using Narsinghdev actually as a, what do you call, it's not like, this is not an armchair philosophy. Okay, before driving, now I have to remember Narsinghdev. Before Mahaprasad, before eating Prasad, Mahaprasade Govinde. So if we put that pointers, that is okay to begin with. But honestly speaking, the real understanding is you remember Krishna all the time, but you remember Krishna's, ferocious form of Narsinghdev to protect you from obstacles, you are remembering him. To begin with. Ideally, you have to keep on singing Narsinga Arti, not when somebody is driving very fast, but when you are driving, irrespective, So we should not utilize Krishna as, what is that, problem solver, That is one type of bhakti, no doubt. If you consider the hymn, it's mixed bhakti, it's mixed devotion. Huh? But the real thing is we should remember Krishna all. Satatam kirtayantam mam yatantasya dodapad. Remember Krishna all the time. So irrespective of which prayer you offer, Krishna will come and help you, bro. That's my feeling. Anyone wants, other than Prabhu, want to add anything? Want to add anything? Ah.
Elephant that comes Tulsidas, I think he lands on top, he gets on top of the tree, and then Surdas, Surdas actually goes on top of the tree, and then Tulsidas asks him, why you don't have faith? And Tulsidas tells the name of Ramachandra, and the elephant stops in the tracks, and he says, I have so much faith in Ramachandra, you don't have faith in Krishna? He says, I have faith in Krishna, but I don't want Krishna to be my water carrier and come to protect me. I will protect myself. That is not for Krishna to do. He only wants to have pastimes. So
Amazing.
both are great devotees.
True.
Yes.
Amazing. Very nice. So we'll.
One question. You mentioned about the rope and the snake and Ramchandra Kaviraj story. There is also one more movie, I forget the story, but Balimardan, Prabhu, and something happens in Yugal. Prabhupada says, don't surrender your intelligence. So we should have full faith in the Guru, but sometimes practically, should we always be in that mood that it doesn't matter, like what Guru Maharaj says or what the spiritual master says, although it could be some circumstantial thing. How do we approach that, Prabhuji, while having the full faith?
That's the story of Ramchandra Kaviraj and Srinivasacharya, both are Manjaris, Prabhu, under Guna Manjari, Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So Ramchandra Kaviraj's level of surrender is very high. We cannot apply because our intelligence will fight with that. So it's better, Second thing is we are not living with the Guru also. So intelligence is given, Krishna, of course. So we should apply our intelligence, and where we cannot, then where we need help, we take shelter. If you see like Draupadi, she tried her best. She didn't call Krishna, So she tried her best, and when all her things were exhausted, then she fully called Krishna and surrendered. There is another way to look at also, But again, this is the thing. It depends on the maturity of the devotee, actually, honestly speaking. Some people, what is that? They're fully surrendered. Like what is his name? Or Madhendra Puri, he would not go for Madhukari also. If somebody gives, I'll eat. If somebody doesn't, I will not. Krishna brought milk for him. But in our case, we don't have that faith. So, so if we can say, I don't want to put Krishna in trouble, so I will earn myself and pray. That is also right. It depends on the level of the devotee, actually. What do you think? Definitely depends on the level. So if we are not on Madhendra Puri level, we should not imitate Madhendra Puri. So Madhendra Puri is right, Draupadi is also right. Somebody said, one day Draupadi went to Vrindavan and they also said, this celebrated Draupadi when she called Krishna came, And Gopi said, for such a small thing you have to disturb Krishna. So becoming naked means you'll die, so what? You're not the body anyway. And that is that Gopi said. That's what I heard, And we'll end it here. Thank you very much. And Vancha Kalpatara Vishwar Vasam Desh. Uttanam Padanam Vaishnavim. Antugat Vaishnavim Vishwar Prabhupada. I'm ending now. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.